Hello and welcome to our tutorial on how to use and manage plugins on your website in 2023. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur or a current business owner, WordPress offers a customizable platform to build a website that can help reach your customers worldwide. Now, if you're a current client with Prime Presence, you won't have to worry about building your website from scratch because that is part of our job. But in this tutorial, we want to go over the countless plugins that are offered through WordPress and how to manage and upload those on your website to best suit your capabilities. Let's get started.
All right, guys, just want to run through real quick on the plugin side of your website, your WordPress dashboard. What is amazing with plugins is it allows you to have the ability to better customize your website for additional functionality. So when you have a WordPress dashboard or WordPress site, you have normally the standard features and functions of a WordPress site. You have credibility, you have the ability to submit forms, kind of all those different pieces. But if you're wanting additional functionality, how those come to your site is through plugins. So things like WooCommerce are allowing you to have e-commerce functionality. Gravity Forms allows you to have more functionality within your forms. You can add in software like QuickBooks. You can add in a lot of different pieces to your site. You can add in subscriptions. You can add in learning management systems to better customize your site to something that fits your category and your needs. So right now we're just going to dive into that section. Where we'll find that is on the left-hand side here. You'll be able to click onto plugins. What we'll want to be careful of, and just as just a forewarning with plugins, is not adding too many to your site. So a lot of times people, when they first have a site and they get access to it, they'll be like, I want to add all these different items, and they'll add an individual plugin for each of those items. And what that does is it slows down your site if you're not on the right server, if you don't have them optimized the right way. 50 plugins can be really detrimental to your site if you're on a small type of server or whatever that might be, and you don't need those things. So always be careful with how much you're installing, and if you are actually using it. If you have installed it and you never use it, delete the plugin, uninstall it. There's no need to have that on your site because it's not necessary for you in the exact moment. Also be careful with using plugins from developers that may not be fully tested out or showcasing a lot of good reviews or may not be well known. A lot of times those, when there are new updates that come out or bugs, sometimes can break down your site. So just be careful from whom you're downloading the plugins from. Make sure they're kind of a well-known vendor, they're tested, they have good reviews, and they're not competing with the code from other plugins as well. So if one updates, it messes up your site. In terms of adding a new plugin, what we'll do is we'll just go into add new. And there's two ways to do this. Sometimes they will add a plugin file for you. So if you were to go onto a website and you're wanting to add this functionality to your website or a software and you want to add it to your website, they will give you a zip file. And what you'll do is you'll go into upload plugin here, you'll drag and drop the zip file, and then you'll click install. If not, and you're just searching that plugin, you can search it in this bar over here on the top, or in the top right corner there, and you'll be able to find that. So if I want to look up like analytics for your site, you type that in, and now we have a bunch of different analytics type platforms that show who's visiting your site, what's looking at, and how that kind of all works together. As you can see, the top ones are all well reviews, showing what's happening. You have your Google one, you have your Monster Insights. I always tell the people to kind of stick with what works and what is shown to have good reviews and has quality and quantity behind it as well. So once you do that, what you'll do is you'll just click install now. And then now you'll know and you'll see, okay, that is installed on my site. If I go into our installed plugins and we scroll down, we'll be able to see Sidekick by Google. So the way to activate it is just by clicking activate. Once this is activated, a couple different things will happen depending on your site. Some will ask for a license key from your account with the actual provider. So say Google had a login with you. Some of those platforms would give you a license key and you would add that in there, and then that would activate the site or the plugin. Other ones will make you set it up here, where this will open up a new tab and I'll have to go through a process of going and connecting things. So I'll click on here and I'll sign in with Google, and it will recognize that I have an account with Google, and it will connect it from there. So there's multiple ways to do things with your plugins. It's just a matter of making sure that you have the right ones in your site and you're connecting them the right way. Now, if we go back to the plugins, there's a couple more options here. If we want to remove a plugin like this one here that we're not using, what we'll do is we'll just click delete. And what we'll do is ask us if we really want to delete it. We'll hit OK, and then that will delete the plugin from our site. Now, we also have ones here that are wanting updates. We can always enable auto updates. We can take off auto updates, whatever you feel comfortable with. Some developers prefer to take off auto updates and just manually update them when they have new versions. That way they make sure that if a plugin does have a bug and they update it, they can catch it right away. Sometimes when everything is enabled on auto, it will all auto update at once and things can break if they're not well-tested plugins. So just things to be careful with, understanding too that plugins are a way to increase the valuable process behind your website and what is happening, as well as functionality on those little pieces. So if you have any further questions as to what plugins work for your site or what functionality you need specific to a plugin, let us know, and we can always be able to be a resource for you to give you the right recommendations or even help you install those as well.
Thank you for watching this tutorial on WordPress. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave a comment below or email us at info@primepresence.com, where we can help you and answer any questions that you might have. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.